The free speech zone, Dr. John Lott on the line. I have laid out for you my Cash for Geezers program. John has read my op-ed, Want to Stimulate the Economy, Lower the Retirement Age to 55 Now. He is the author of Freedomnomics, Why the Free Market Works and Other Half-Baked Theories Don't. His website is johnrlott, LOTT.blogspot.com. And John, welcome back to the show.
Oh, great to be talking to you again.
And I should add, you are an actual real economist, right?
I have a PhD in economics and taught at lots of different universities around the country.
Great, and I just play one on the radio, so and not even that. So tell me why you are opposed to the idea of lowering the Social Security age and thus tightening the labor market and driving wages up, and thus also driving up the collection of Social Security taxes. It worked well for Japan. It worked well for France.
Well, it's going to make us poor, for one. People are out there working now. They're producing something of value. You're going to have less being produced in total, and you have the same number of people there, but less income being produced.
No, wait a minute. We've got 16% unemployment. I'm not suggesting that we stop jobs or that we shut down factories. I'm suggesting that unemployed people would no longer be unemployed.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of the unemployment that we have right now is created by things like the stimulus package. When you go and you have the government move around $1 trillion from one part of the economy where people normally would have been spending it to areas where the government wanted to spend, you move not only the money, but you move the jobs. And it takes a while for people to go and find new jobs. If you were to go and get rid of the 11% or so of the population that's between 55 and 64 years of age and say that they're not going to be able to go and work, their jobs aren't going to be instantly filled. It's going to take a while for people that currently have jobs to go and find what new jobs are going to be opening up because those people are gone. You're going to be increasing unemployment.
Sure. We could phase it in over. We could phase it in over a 2 or 3 year period. But two things that confuse. First of all, just as for a point of record, and I actually did check the stats on this. 16% of the American workforce is over 55. Just to set a baseline. But you said the stimulus moved money from one area to another. The stimulus is actually paid for with borrowed money, so it was money that was taken out of thin air, or will, assuming that it gets inflated out over time, or it's money that we will have to someday repay. But they didn't shut down jobs in order to create jobs.
Well, they had to borrow the money from someplace else, and if they're going,
borrowed it from China.
Well, most of the money is in fact borrowed from the United States, but
sure.
Also, if you go and you print up money, that makes the value of other dollars worth less.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm with you on the dangers of inflation. I suspect, though, that you also acknowledge the dangers of deflation.
Sure, there's problems in going and playing around with the money supply, either making prices go up or down.
So right now we've had 30 years of deflation with regard to wages of working people. Now, certainly not with CEOs and white-collar workers, but with blue-collar workers and pink-collar workers, we've had 30 years of deflation, and it's because the labor market has increased faster than the job market has in this country. Why not? First of all, let me back up a little bit. Do you acknowledge that when we went in 1938 to a 40-hour work week from a 50 or 60-hour average work week, that it tightened up the labor market slightly and there was a resultant increase in wages?
Yeah, I think there was. But
okay.
You had more of a loss. Look, the government did all sorts of things in the 30s. They made it so you could only plant many crops on so much
No, I
land.
understand. I don't want to debate the New Deal with
you.
I'm
it's
just
the same thing.
I'd like to stay on labor if we can. The same thing with child labor in the late 19th and early 20th century. When we got children out of the workforce, it drove the cost of labor up, right?
Hey, that's the reason why unions fought so hard for child labor laws.
Absolutely. It wasn't that they cared about the kids. It was that they didn't want the kids competing with them. I acknowledge that. I agree with you. So why not get the geezers out of the labor force?
Because geezers produce something valuable. And it's true the wages for other people are going to go up by enough, but it's not going to go up by some, but it's not going to go up by the amount of lost output that you would have from all those other people who are working, who aren't going to be working.
But how can you have lost output, given there's going to be a time period? It's going to take a few months for a company that somebody 50, 60 decides to retire and they're going to replace them with somebody 25. It's going to take them a couple of months to train that person. But aside from that, I don't see where the lost productivity is coming from. We have 16% unemployment.
Because I have people today, right now, who are between ages 55 and 64 who are working, who are doing something valuable, something that you're willing to go and pay for.
Right.
They're not going to be doing that anymore.
Right, but there's somebody 25 willing to do it.
No, but the thing is, it's not like you have a finite number of jobs that are there. If you go, there's a reason why we have unemployment right now, and the reason is because certain firms have found that people aren't buying their product. You're going to, if you go...
But if wages go up, more people will buy products. They'll have more money.
But you have the... Presumably there's a reason why somebody who's 55 has a particular job, that firms think that person's the best guy to be working there. You go and you move in people that aren't going to be as desirable for the firm. You're just... And there are other problems, too, here with regard to choice.
Sure. No, I get it. It's a complex situation, and you make a good point for your side of it. John Lott, thanks for dropping by.
Thank you very much.
JohnRlott.blogspot.com is his website. You can check out his writings. John, very much appreciate it.